check the audio there now.
Welcome to day 2 of IASAS Touch and Rugby here at TAS. As we get ready for the first game between the SAS Eagles in light and on the scoreboard is home, and the TAS Tigers in the blue on the scoreboard is guess. As you come out to watch, can I please ask that you sit if you are on the track to allow the people in the bleachers the opportunity to see. Please make sure as well that you are behind the cones and barriers. That's to protect you and also to protect our players. Looking forward to a great day. I'ma tell you how to cause an attack. To the land, ladies love on the track. Hold up, you get the ice, pop champagne. Don't forget I used to ride on the train. When I got the right, call my name. Go crazy in the mall with chains. Don't get not ill like me. Bring women in the jail for free. Let me take a girl through time. You better have my beat.
Oh, Ron. Sorry, can you just come down a bit? I'm sorry. We just wanted to check about the shot size that you were talking about yesterday. Right? So we were going wide. It's just that I feel it's super wide. But I understand you want to see like more information. So when there's something happening, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But if say you're in a situation, you can walk it out. No, yeah, because they're yeah, it's always yeah, that's my part. Yeah, everybody wants to see like
And please just tell like Thornbury, don't talk over music. You know. You're in the film class, right? Yeah. So do you want to do camera work, or do you want to do nothing, or do you want to do both? Okay. But so what we'll do is, for the first game, we'll do the camera, and you can just take a look and see what it is, right? Because we have very specific requirements. They want to see why, see where people are moving and what's going on. So we'll do that. got a monitor for you, but it's only on pocket color, so I think you need to set it up.
Let's get fired up! Anytime! Let's get fired up! Let's get fired
And so how long are you going to be here? So the morning session basically, huh? Okay. And at some point, do you want to go down with the handheld camera and run around there for a bit? Yeah? So, can you come around here and touch it over so, or you really need to do this person. So I choked.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Now they're going to go for the landing.
Yeah, sorry for calling you.
So, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Wider again. A bit wider. Also, das camera is a bit wide, right? So,
again, but unfortunately, it's always a little bit of a double-edged sword. It's a high risk, high reward. But when it doesn't work out, you can see the ball to their team. Great tackle there by Tico from TAS, preventing SAS from breaking through the gain line there. And another good tackle. Good run there by SAS, taking the ground again. It's 2 tackles in a row. He's trying to roll away. And there's ball out from SAS. Great run there. They're just building up their phase right now. SAS quite strong with this. We saw that at the ISB game. They were down 14-0 at the half. And then there we go. So turnover there, a knock on, and that's going to be a double knock on. So that's going to be a scrum to TAS. So a lot of defensive pressure TAS is putting on SAS. And so if you are just joining in, I know we had some issues with the live stream. It's now working. TAS in all blue. They are on the guests on the scoreboard. They are up 12-0 against SAS. And right now it is a TAS scrum. Caden, the scrum half, the senior, the captain of TAS, will be putting the ball in. Both teams have been playing quite well. They've reduced their errors. But right now, TAS seems to be on the front foot. They want to put on a good show, not only for themselves, but for the fans that have come out here in droves. And here is the scrum for TAS. A nice run there by Sasha, breaking one tackle, getting held up by another one. Offloading to Daly, another good run. And he's going to go to ground, and he's going to secure that ruck. Well done. Quick ball out again. They're going to go to the right this time. It looked like it went backwards, but maybe not. The ref saw that as a knock-on. It's going to be SAS ball. So as long as they can keep that ball in possession without getting those knock-ons, they should be okay. Both teams, for that matter. But right now, it's going to be an SAS. An SAS scrum.
William, I took your ND filter was off, right? I think it's back on. Let's just check.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
So they've changed, TAS has changed their lineup a little bit, their starting lineup a little bit today. They've added a little bit more speed in the backfield. They've added Iñaki, a freshman, number 31, and Sephiroth as well. They did not start yesterday, but I think they have a lot of pace, and I think they've already used that to their advantage. So a good tactical play there by the coaches, and see how SAS responds. SAS ball out inside their own 22. A high pass. And a nice good tackle there. Team tackle, that's it. They're securing the ruck. SAS doing a very good job securing the ruck. They need to get the ball in hand. They need to build some momentum. And another good tackle there by TAS. TAS really preventing quick play there from SAS. And now SAS opts for the kick. It's going to go right to Caden, the captain, the senior, the very experienced senior. He's going to kick it long. Unfortunately, that's going to go a little bit too long, or will it? It gets a favorable bounce, but it does go a little bit too far. All right, so the ball will go back to the halfway line, or where the ball was kicked, which is basically half, so they get a fair bit of meters. That's why the kicking game, it can be advantageous in many ways, but again, if you're not accurate with your kicks, it can cost you. And so SAS will get the scrum at about half field. And again, if you're just joining us, it is TAS 12, SAS 0. And TAS is in blue, and SAS in the white and red hooped jerseys. All right, and they decide to switch the play over to the right side. They got 3-on-2 over there. But a good tackle and offload there by SAS. Trying to break through some of the tacklers. Another great tackle there by Iñaki. He may be small, but he is fierce. And that's what they say. They say it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and he has lots of it. And again, a good solid defensive line there. They're trusting their one-on-one tackles. And they are making them very, very well. Ball out again to SAS. Not a great pass, but a great pickup by SAS. And as they keep plowing the ball forward. And that's going to be holding on penalty against SAS. TAS now have it. That was a great jackling by Ian, a junior. He lives and breathes rugby, and as you can see in the way that he's playing there. Another quick ball out there, another ball out to the speedy Inaki, and then again over to Sephiroth. Hopefully he can make it some grounds, but SAS is up to the challenge. Another keeping the ball moving, and SAS does a very good job of pushing him out of bounds, and that will result in a line out in favor of SAS. SAS will get their line out, but they're still inside their own half. They've had a difficult time breaking into the defensive zone of TAS. They haven't gotten past half very often. TAS's defense has been very good, been able to turn over the balls, but also put great defensive pressure on SAS. But SAS has been in this situation before. They were down 14-0 to ISB just yesterday morning, first game of the day, and they were able to come back and win 15-14. So do not count them out. They are warriors. They are fighters, and it is still lots of time left in this game, and SAS knows what it is, what it feels like to be down. So it looks like they've called a penalty. It's not a push out of bounds. They went back for a penalty, and now it's TAS scrum. Another quick ball out there. They just have one more pass out there for some speedy Jack Fowler, and turns the ball over. SAS now have it deep in their end, and that's a forward pass. Unfortunately, a forward pass there by SAS. It should be a TAS scrum. All right, so again, trying to take advantage of their speed there, handing it out to Jack Fowler, a former SAS player, actually. He was an SAS student back in grade 9, and now he's at TAS in his 11th year, junior year here. First year here playing rugby, and he's done quite well. So he turned the ball over, SAS gets it, and then they turn the ball over back with a forward pass. So it should be a TAS scrum. Now they are in favorable position here. They're only about 10 meters out. They've got all their players on one side. If the scrum half, Caden, can see a gap on the blind side, that's the right side of the scrum. If the opposing scrum half does not wheel around to the other side, then he's going to have a blind side run that he can use if the opposing scrum half doesn't go around. But he's doing that. He's blocking the blind side. Very smart play there by SAS, and now they're going to be forced to get it all the way over to the other side. And they offload it again. And here we go, playing it back. Time has expired, but they're going to keep trying to get through there. That's Sasha Betts with a good run, and they're going to try to keep the ball in hand, try to get one more score, making it that much more difficult for SAS to come back. But they're going to see what they have. Time has expired, so any try now, any non-penalty whistle will result in the end of the half. And now they got numbers on the right. And they get the ball out. Again, one more player to beat. And unfortunately, it's a forward pass. So that's going to be an end of the half. And they're going to retreat to their sides now. So this is very similar to what SAS faced yesterday morning against ISB. They were down 2 converted tries, 14-0. And they came back to win 15-14 with time, when time had expired. No time left in the clock, and they were still able to do it. But SAS looks still very poised. They're going to go back with their coaches. Their coaches are going to talk about some new strategies and to see how to break down this TAS defense, which has been very difficult to break down. TAS one-on-one tackles have been excellent. They've really prevented, really make a difficult time for SAS to gain any kind of meters. They've only conceded 1 penalty, so they've only lost about 10 meters in penalties. But TAS look poised to continue if they stay and play the way they have been doing. But don't count SAS out. It's still going to be a ripping second half. stream. All right, so if you're just joining us, it is now kicking off the second half of this first game. It is 12-0 in favor of TAS. They are your hosts, but they are wearing all blue. On the scoreboard, they will be the guests, and the home team will be SAS in the white and red hoop jerseys. And nice good kick there, keeping deep in the great one-on-one tackle. Excellent trying to secure the ruck. And holding on to the ball. Excellent. TAS turned it over early, and they're going to take the ball in hand quickly. And a great one-on-one tackle by Ben Paxton there, and jackling by Ian Fan. He's got 7 tries in this tournament so far. He is integral to that TAS defense and offense, but he was able to jackal the ball, get the ball, contend it, and whenever you don't have someone who's securing the ruck from the offensive side, as SAS did, the player who's got the ball is going to have to let go of it and turn it over. So they didn't. They held on to it, and it became a penalty. Now it's going to be a line out, a 5-meter line out for TAS. TAS in a very good scoring position here, and they knocked it down, but it went. No, that's a knock on. All right, so that's going to be SAS. Unfortunately, they didn't take advantage of that good opportunity there, but still, it's going to be a scrum for SAS. When you're deep in the zone right there, when you're deep toward your own try line, a lot of teams, it's risky to keep the ball in hand. A lot of teams will opt to kick, which means defensively you can still put a lot of pressure on these teams just by keeping them deep in their end, because they're going to have to kick it but give the possession away. We see Caden, the captain at TAS, he's back ready to receive any kick that comes his way. But SAS may want to opt to keep the ball in hand, and we'll see how that goes. But we'll see what happens here. And TAS winning that scrum. It looks like too much of a push. It's going to be a penalty. So you can only, that's going to be a penalty for SAS. SAS is probably going to try to kick for touch here and try to get the ball down the field as best they can, out to touch. And that's going to be a line out. All right, and it's going to be an SAS line out. And SAS take the line out. They win it. It's ball in hand now. They're going to get it over there. Not straight. So again, some unforced errors here. So that line out was not straight. The idea is that for any line out, there has to be an even chance, somewhat even chance that each team can get it, which means the ball has to be passed down the channel between the two teams. A failure to do so will result in a scrum for the opposing team. And this time, as TAS has the ball, scrum at the 22-meter line with a little bit of space on the blind side here. And we'll see what they do. They do have a defender SAS do have a defender blocking that blind side, but TAS does have a lot of speed in the backfield. But SAS have great tacklers, so we'll see how that works out here. And there it is. Nice little switch there. Going to use their speed out there. And they could get it. Inyaki's got it. Small in stature, but big in heart, and very, very speedy. TAS still has the ball deep in the end, and they've got numbers on the right-hand side. And there's Emmett running toward that try line, and look at the security of that ball. A lot of TAS players rushing to that ball. Offside line. As an offside for SAS. It's going to be a TAS penalty, and they are likely going to opt for a tap and go. They love keeping the ball in hand. They don't want to go for lineouts. They want to keep the ball in their hand. They trust their hands. They trust their runs. And as you see there with Derek scoring a try for TAS. That is Derek, the sophomore. Quite a few sophomores here. That's his first try of the tournament. And Patrick, the senior, he's going to try to get he's going to try a third attempt here at a conversion. We have beautiful conditions here today. Right now it's about 21 degrees Celsius. It is slight overcast, but no chance of rain, and there's no wind whatsoever. Yesterday was a little bit blustery, made the conversion kicks that much more difficult, but misses that conversion. It's difficult from that position, but still a great work there. So TAS on top right now, 17-0. SAS has yet to get on the board, but TAS look in full control right now. But again, do not count SAS out. They have proven themselves worthy of a belief even at this stage of the game. They can pull out many great things because they do believe in themselves and they are strong, and that's going to be an unfortunate kick. That's going to go back to halfway, which is not what you want to do in this case. You don't want to really, TS doesn't really want to give SAS any opportunity, any hope that they can actually come back, and unfortunately that kick might just give them and that unfortunately that's going to go back. They're going to tap it from the line, and now they can play. Here we go. So SAS, ball in hand, good tackle there. SAS securing the ball well, getting the ball out to the wings, or trying to at least. A nice run there, and he's going to break through. But he's got one more player to beat, and that's going to be the captain, Caden, and they're going to score from the corner. So SAS, so again, TAS gave them a little bit of hope by bringing that ball back to halfway, and they've scored off it. Again, do not count them out. SAS brings the score within 2 tries. And an unsuccessful conversion attempt. 17-5 is the score in favor of TAS. Again, if you're just joining us, SAS is in the white and red hooped shirts, but they are the home team on the scoreboard. And TAS is in blue, and they are the guest team on the scoreboard. So unforced errors are going to be a real deciding factor here. Knock-ons, bad kicks, and poor possessions. That did go, that went 10 meters. TAS should be able to get that. So I think he was waiting to see if it went out to touch, but unfortunately it landed in for TAS. It's going to be a TAS line out. But again, anytime there's a line out, it is a 50-50 chance, or maybe 60-40 chance for the throwing team to get it, because they do have a set play in mind, whether they go short or whether they go deep, but they still have to make an accurate pass down the channel to get this. So there you go. And they get it. Excellent job. Really good line out there. And here they come. So they're kicking down field. They've got some speedsters there. Some excellent running. A lot of chasers here, putting SAS under a lot of pressure. And again, using their defense, using that kicking game to their advantage. They've now pinned SAS deep in their end, and they're going to try to hold them there, force SAS to kick. As long as they don't give up any penalties here, it'll be really difficult for SAS to make a ground. That was a great kick there by Caden, using the kicking game to gain advantage, even though you're using your defense as an offensive threat right now. So SAS, they may have to kick this one, which they do, but it's charged down, and that's, again, pushing them back, putting a lot of pressure on SAS, making them work for every meter. TAS, very smart in their play here. They just have to stay disciplined onside, making good tackles, not high tackles, and SAS is going to have to either grind this one out meter by meter, or they'll have to kick and concede possession over to TAS, who have been very good with their possession. And again, penalty, undisciplined play, that's offside against TAS, giving SAS a little bit of breathing space, but as the time ticks down, and that's the advantage that playing in the opposition's zone does, is that it does tick away the time. And that ball is going to need touch. That was a great kick there, a great kick by SAS. And SAS is going to get a line out just outside the 10-meter line of their own half with 6 minutes left to go. And if you're just joining us, it is TAS 17, SAS 5 on what is arguably a perfect day for rugby, a perfect day for sports in general. Great temperature, no wind, and a great atmosphere here at TAS. And that lineout is not straight. So again, SAS, unfortunately, they've had 2 lineouts where they have conceded the ball. The ball has not been straight, hasn't been thrown down the channel, so they're going to give that ball over to TAS. And their scrum has been working very well. Their ball in hand in the back line has been very, very good. They've got lots of speed, and now they're going to make some subs as well, getting some of these stronger, fresher legs on in that scrum. So SAS did have an opportunity there to get possession and move the ball up the field, but unfortunately, a line-out throw, not straight, is the call. It's going to be TAS is put in, and they're split with a 1-3 players at the back, 1 on the left, 3 on the right. They're going to go to the right side, and here we go over to Caden, the senior. Switches over. He's going to break 1 tackle. He's going to look for an offload if he can. He does. Finds a speedy Iñaki. Iñaki keeps the ball in, but it gets pushed out of bounds, and as TAS still have the ball. So as long as TAS can still maintain possession of the ball, it's going to really be hard for SAS to make any kind of comeback, because you can't win, you can't score tries if you don't have the ball. And now a quick ball out again. Ian Fan offloads it there to Wesley, and they're going to put the ball down again. They're going to try to get quick ball out to the left-hand side, which they do. Over to Daly, over to Caden. One more pass will do it, but he's going to break through, and he's going to score yet another try. The captain, Caden, wonderful. He really wants this. He really wants to do well in front of the home crowd. This is his last Rugby IASAS championship, and to have it at home is so meaningful for all the seniors, and especially for the captain, who is really taking things to SAS, and he's really going for it all. It's a bit of a team carry here by Caden right now. He's doing a fantastic job calling the plays, but when he sees that goal line or that try line, he's going to go for it. So it's 22 for TAS, 5 for SAS. A difficult kick here, conversion kick for Daly, the sophomore, but he's going to try and just misses out, but a well-struck shot, or a well-struck kick rather. And so 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. TAS with 22, SAS with 5. So down by 17, SAS is going to have to score 3 tries to win this game. 3 tries to win. They've had a lot of difficulty getting into the TAS half, actually, and so the one time they were into the half, they were able to score, but just getting past the strong defensive line and the speed. Well, here he goes. Here's SAS now. Again, they knock it back. All right, so that is going to be yellow card, I think. But yeah, SAS. So TAS is down to 9 men. No. All right, so another penalty here against TAS, some undisciplined play. And SAS is doing well right now to keep it in their zone. There's only 8 players out there for TAS right now. I'm not sure if they've been yellow cards or if they've just missed out some of the subs, but they're short of players right now. And SAS is trying to get over the line if they can, and they do. And they make the conversion attempt. That was number 4. That was Tristan with his try. And a successful conversion. So 1 minute 30 seconds left. They're going to be kicking it off to TAS. TAS are down to 8 players. And this is actually how SAS won the game last time, was that they, ISB conceded or had a couple sin bins. But all TAS has to do right now is they just have to keep the ball in hand, not turn over possession, and let the time run out. When the time runs out, then they can kick it out. And they're going to waste some time here. And they're going to look for a quick line out, but they can't do that. So actually, I don't know what the 2 sin bin penalties were, but 2 of the players from TAS were given yellow cards. I don't know what the call is or what the calls were. However, SAS will get time. Now they can, if they can score 2 tries, even unconverted tries, in the next 1 minute, they'll be able to win this game. But the time is ticking right now. Time is on, and they so they're looking for 5 players. All right, so they've some valuable time's been wasted here, but SAS finally with a good success on the lineout, and they're going to kick deep, and there's Jack Fowler. He's going to get this ball, and all he has to do is run it, secure it, and there it is. So a penalty against SAS for not releasing. And they're going to win it. So TAS wins 22-12. Or do they? Not really sure what's happening here. I guess not. The ref, I'm not sure what the call is now, but time has expired. And SAS is going to get one more chance with the ball. And it's not going to matter much. I don't think they can still win this game. However, if it does come down to point differential, which it very well could, TAS does meet ISB this afternoon. And so if it's a 3-way tie for standings, the point differential between those 3 teams will matter. So I think SAS does want to score another try if they can. And right now, they're going to try to get there. Great tackle there. And again, TAS is down to 8 men. They've only got 8 players right now. SAS has 10. And again, a penalty. You cannot stop a game on a penalty. They have to retreat back. They've got 8 players. They got numbers. SAS have numbers on the right side, and 33 takes it, tries to barge over. They want to score at least one more try to bring the deficit down to a more manageable number. So should there be, that's going to be a penalty again. And that is the game. So TAS win 22-12 in front of the home crowd. An excellent game, well-fought battle, but they were in control for most of the game. The last few minutes, unfortunately, having 2 sin bins. I can't tell you why those happened. The ref could, but 2 sin bins. TAS playing with 8 players at the end of the game, but unfortunately SAS on the losing side here. So this should be a really important match coming up. TAS against ISB this afternoon, and SAS will be playing ISKL. Another great match for them as well this afternoon. But lots of great rugby coming up. Coming up next, we have ISB versus GIST. ISB is 1-1, and GIST is lost both their games yesterday, but it's going to be a great battle. Stay tuned, everybody, and we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, everybody. If you are just joining us, the first game to kick off day 2 of these IASAS Rugby and Touch Championships was played against TAS and SAS. TAS were the victors with a score of 22-12. And now we have the ISB team who's going to be home team on your scoreboard. They're wearing the yellow and black against the guests who are wearing the blue. That is the Jakarta Intercultural School. They are 0-2, and ISB is 1-1. ISB in their first game against SAS yesterday, they lost a heartbreaker with time expiring, but SAS scored a last second try to win it in extra time, and they won 15-14. So ISB definitely want to win the next few games as best they possibly can, and they're going to start their day 2, their third game of the round robin against GIS, by kicking it off. All right, so again, ISB has been very, very good at contesting the rucks. They really want to slow down play as best they can. That's going to be a penalty to ISB, and they're going to do a quick tap. And while GIS is trying to sort themselves out and get them back on defense, ISB moving the ball quickly. They're not going to want to slow things down at all. They want to slow it down for their opponents, but want to keep their speed up. Quick ball out again and barging through, and they should score that first try right down the middle with less than a minute in play. They kick it off, but get that ball back again. Ball security is going to be absolutely crucial for all of these teams, especially GIS in this game against a very formidable ISB. And a conversion successful. So that try was scored by Alexander from ISB, and the conversion attempt by James successful. Another great high kick there, giving ISB a chance to actually get that ball back, which they did. And again, they're going to force them out of bounds. They're going to get the line out. So it's ISB's line out. So they've kicked off twice already, but have regained that possession. GIS is going to have to contend with some very aggressive and well-skilled ISB players in this game. It's not going to be an easy battle, that's for sure. ISB has proven themselves a very, very strong team, as they lost their first game yesterday, but then won their second game 27-7 against ISKL. And number 11, he has scored several tries already this tournament, and he's going to dart in there for the second try of the game. And that is Nicola. Nicola, that's his first try of the game and his fourth try in this tournament. And James, number 34, he's going to take the conversion kick. He's a senior this year, so we know that he's going to put everything into this last attempt to win. ISB are the defending champions. They won last year when they hosted at ISB. And let's see if that kick is good. And it is good. He gets it through. A successful kick. Very good kicker. Very tough angle as well, but successful in that attempt. It is 14-0 in favor of ISB right now. And it looks like they continue to favor this right side of the field. A good, strong charge there by ISB. A great take there by GIS. And that was Jules with a great take, an offload, and they just have to get down to the ground, keep the momentum going. They got to keep pushing, and the ball, if ISB can hold them up, it's going to be their ball. But as long as and they get pushed out of bounds. All right, so there you go. So we have ISB again kicking off, but they do get the line out. So as you can see, it's really difficult for GIS to even get possession of the ball. Every time ISB has had possession, they've been able to score off it. And so it's imperative that GIS can hold on to the ball and contend with the counter-rucking and the tackling that ISB has been showing them. Good ball out there to the wing, over to Nicola. Pop pass there. Smart play just to play with his foot. He couldn't reach it with his hands, so instead he uses his feet, kicks it up, catches it. Very, very smart play. And penalty, again, penalty to ISB. Phenomenal play. And a quick tap while Gis is slow to react. And now James is going to run it through. That play literally instigated the whole thing, instigated by number 10, Joshua. An excellent play. He receives a bad pass, but uses his feet to keep it up, keep it alive, gets the ball, goes to the ground, does a quick tap on the penalty, passes it off to James, and an excellent try. A great team try, but that one, I'm going to give credit to Joshua for that one. That was brilliant play. And now James from ISB is going to have another attempt here. He's 2 for 2 today, and he was 2 for 2 yesterday as well. Oh, sorry, he was 3 for 5 yesterday, but it was blustery winds. Made it a little more difficult, and he first missed attempt today. So he's going 2 for 3 today, and he was 2 for 5 yesterday. So again, this first half, the first 5 minutes has been all ISB right now. 19-0 is the score so far. So a bit of a dangerous tackle there. That can result in a yellow card, but I think the referee was a little bit lenient on that play. So it will be just finally gets into the ISB half, but now they're going to have to contest with a line out. ISB has been very solid with their line out, and the referees are making sure they are back 10 meters, the defensive line. So they opt for 3 in the line out. And a great line out. They get it. They get the ball in hand. There it is. So now their first attempt at running. And there's Jules taking it and they're securing the ruck. But again, good counter rucking there by ISB. Just is going to have to do a better job dealing with that. Otherwise, they're at risk of turning the ball over again. A nice tackle. And swinging the ball out to the outside. And another good tackle there by ISB. Very strong in their tackles. Very good with their counter rucking. And very, very strong at the breakdown. And that's just going to be ISB's penalty. They cannot play the ball from the ground, but just has to recover quickly. They got to get back 10 meters. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to manage it. And that is number 10. Again, Joshua making a run. He's going to try to go for under the post to make the conversion attempt easy as possible. And that's a pretty good spot anyway. And he extends the lead with another try. So the score now is 24-0, and James is going to have another attempt here. He's 2 for 3 on the day. And if he makes this, it will extend the lead to 26-0 in favor of ISB. If you're just joining us, ISB is in yellow and black, and GIS, Jakarta Intercultural School, is in blue. All right, so again, we have the kickoff from ISB, and it is now going to be a GIS scrum. So a knock on. So ISB did get the ball back, but they knocked it on. It is now going to be a GIS scrum about the 22-meter line. They are calling for subs right now, so subs can come in. And so ISB are probably going to want to get a decent lead here so that they can rest some of their starters. They have a huge game against the undefeated TAS Tigers this afternoon, and that game could, in fact, it probably will determine who makes the final, the gold medal match, and who makes the bronze medal match. So if they can rest some of their players in this game here, it'll give them a better chance against a formidable TAS home team. and just opt to kick it downfield, gaining some valuable meters and out to touch. That's a nice kick. So that's going to be ISB's line out just outside the 10-meter line in their own end. ISB is happy to slow things down a little bit here and let the clock wind down. Again, the more they can conserve their starters, the better it's going to be for this afternoon match against TAS, which is so important. So they've opted to kick downfield. They know that GIS has had a difficult time actually getting the ball upfield, but they've got number 6 with a forward pass, unfortunately, maybe a little panicked pass once he saw those extra defenders coming in ready to tackle him. So ISB in a very good position there. They were in their own 10-meter line, and they were able to convert that to a 5-meter scrum deep in GIS territory. All right, quick ball out there. James has got it again, and he's got a fake there and an easy try through that gap. Really difficult to defend when you've got so many speedsters on the outside. James takes it himself, fakes that pass, and keeping that outside defender from coming in and making the tackle. But nice little creating that 2-on-1 situation there. Makes it really difficult to defend. And so James is going to have another attempt here for ISB. All right, nice converted kick there by James yet again. He is 4 for 5 today. The score now is 33-0 in favor of ISB, and now they're going to get some subs in. So Nicola goes off, and in replace of him is Timotei. And now they opt for the left side of the field this time. They've been kicking consistently right. That should be a knock-on by ISB. They've been consistently kicking to the right side, but this time they switched it up a little bit. And now it's going to be a GIS scrum. And they're opting to kick again. Not a bad play by GIS. They kick it downfield. Oh, and that's going to be a knock-on. Excellent job there. So that was 4-2. So GIS is actually going to use the kicking game more, which I think is a smart strategy now. They had difficulty breaking the defensive line of the ISB defense. And so kicking it over them and relying on a chase, because they do have some fast runners, is actually a pretty good strategy. They put pressure on that receiving defender from ISB, which they just did, and he knocked it on. And so they've actually gained about 50 meters just on a very smart and well-played kick. And that could be a strategy they use coming into this second half. Because ball in hand has been difficult for them to penetrate that defense. That was kicked out by ISB. And GIS is going to try that one again. That was a warning to ISB. They're not allowed to do that. If they do that, that could result in a yellow card or at least a 10-meter penalty if it's intentionally kicked out of the scrum. But just over 1 minute left here. ISB up 33-0 against GIS. GIS will get the ball out. Nice little fake there. Pass it over, and again, picking up the ball, and a good run there by Joshua. him and his brother James have been really instrumental in this ISB defense and offense. They've been scoring most of the tries and kicking all the conversions. Yeah, the Twins have done a great job really running this team. And that's another try for number 10, Joshua. And converts again. James really solid with those kicks. He has made 5 of 6 kicks. That's an excellent conversion rate. And I know the conditions are favorable right now. There's very little wind. It's a perfect temperature. Yesterday, blustery winds caused his kicking percentage to go down, but his conversions today have been on point. And that should bring the end of time. So at the next whistle should call an end to this half. And let's see what Just does with it. Let's see if they can run a knock on there, and that's going to bring an end to the half. So right now, 40-0, ISB in full control here. And we've got about 5 minutes before the next half, and we will see you then. All right, so we are ready for the second half here in game number 2 of these Day 2 2026 Rugby and Touch IASAS Championship here at the Taipei American School. We've got beautiful conditions, about 23 degrees right now, 23 Celsius, very little wind, and we have ISB on the home team on the scoreboard. They're wearing yellow and black. And our visiting team, the guests on the scoreboard, wearing the royal blue Jakarta Dragons. Nice little chip over the top. And they still get it back. So Nicola missed it, but was still able to get it back. And that is a great little play there by ISB. And that's going to be a knock-on by ISB. It's going to lead to an just scrum. So just is going to get possession. Last half, they really had a lot of difficulty getting the ball past the gain line because the ISB's defense was so dominant, and so what they decided to do was to kick, and they did find some success by kicking it deep and then putting on a really, really good chase, putting pressure on the receiver of that ball and gaining some meters just through the kicking game. And we'll see if they can do that because the ball in hand tactic has been ISB has been able to thwart that attack for most of the time. So here we have a break here from GIS. They just got to keep going, secure the ball, offloads it. And there it is. They need supporting runners there. Need supporting runners. And if they can get down to the ground right now, ISB, there it is, down to the ground. Excellent job. They secure the ball. And the counter-rucking, that's illegal. They can't do that. That's a penalty against James. They have to go through the gate. And a little bit of, I would say, trash talking there by James, me losing his cool a little bit. And that's going to be a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. And Gis is going to get the line out with about 5 meters out from the try line. All right, so a little bit of undisciplined play there by James. He has kept a cool head for the most part, but lost his cool there, and has resulted in a line out for Gis deep in the ISB zone. Gis is going to be very happy to score a try here just to get on the scoreboard. They were unable to get on the scoreboard yesterday in any of their games, and now they're out of bounds here. So they just want to get over that try line to get that ball placed down, just to get on the board, to give them a little bit of a boost. Right now, ISB is up to the task. They have prevented that. So it's going to be a 5-meter scrum for ISB. ISB, they may kick this ball. Usually a team that's deep in their end will kick the ball. However, ISB has been so good with ball in hand that they might decide to just run with it. Line out here. Oh, a little fumble there. They will kick it now. Now they are under pressure. So great kick there. And so now again, so they're going to put on a big chase here. It's going to be 1-on-4, and Gis can hopefully bring it back past half as he does. Excellent job there, and now they're going to hopefully secure that ball, go into ground. There it is, securing the ruck, and the counter ruck there by ISB, a penalty again by ISB. So they're trying to get that ball back. They're trying to slow it down, ISB is, and unfortunately they concede another penalty. So just kick it out to touch, and we'll get a line out around the 22-meter line of ISB. All right, so let's go with a, okay, so right there they went with, they usually go with a short line out, but this time they kind of went for a front, but middle line out. Unfortunately, that's going to be a scrum to ISB. So it was a knock on or not straight. I don't know what the call was, but it will be an ISB scrum at around their 22-meter line. So Gis will have to use some line speed to put some pressure on their defense. Sorry, on the ISB's back line right now. Line speed is key. They fake the switch, and they're going to take it. That's a great defense by Gis. Really well done. And James gets taken to ground. And ISB again get the ball, but Gis very good at keeping them from getting any kind of attack here. But again, now number 13, that is Victor, bolting up the sideline there, and he should score easily. First try of the second half. So Gis has been actually put on a much tougher defense, only conceding their first try after 5 minutes. Much better than the first half where they conceded their first try after 30 seconds. So now it's 45-0 in favor of ISB. James going to take the kick, and that try was scored by Victor, the junior. Now the winds are picking up a little bit here, so James is going to have to adjust for that. And he's in a bit of a difficult spot, but he has been pretty good today. And just wide. So that's an unconverted attempt there. So 45-0 in favor of ISB with about 9 minutes left. We'll see what ISB opted to do. Do they kick to the right or kick to the left? They've been favoring the right side for their chase on this kickoff. And Gis are going to have to just make sure that they are contesting this ball, taking it cleanly, and securing that ball, because there's always going to be a good chase there by ISB. And there it is. There's a big chase, and there's that counter-rucking. And they're going to use the kicking game again. Not bad. Kicking it out to touch. That actually works just fine. That's going to be ISB's line out, but at least they gain some meters, and they take the pressure off. So just able to relieve some of the pressure. They were pinned deep in their end. And kicking it out to touch, it's going to be ISB's line out about the 10-meter line. All right, so right now, if you're just joining us, it is ISB well ahead by 45-0. They are wearing the yellow and black jerseys, and they are the home team on the scoreboard. And Gis with 0 yet to get on the scoreboard, and wearing the royal blue, and they are the guests. And a nice play there. Gets clean line out there by ISB. They've been very disciplined in there, and those lineouts have been able to make them quite often. And now Nicola again breaking a couple tackles, and he's going to score in the corner. And that is Nicola's second try today and his fifth for the tournament. Fifth try for the tournament, second for today. And he's going to give James yet another attempt to make this conversion kick. Now that's the hardest spot he's been in so far. The winds are up a little bit. And he's got quite a long kick here, but he has been successful. But not this time around. So 5 for 8 today for conversions for James, and now he's going to be kicking off again. Just did a very good job of securing that ball last time, securing the rocket, kicking it upfield, and relieving some of the pressure. But they do have difficulty breaking down the ISB defense. Now letting that ball bounce could, it did work in their favor a little bit. Normally you don't want to let that bounce there because the other team can get it. And of course, there they go. They're going to kick it out again. They're going to relieve some of the pressure, move it downfield. But unfortunately, I'm not sure what... Oh, I know what it is. So the ball was passed from the outside of the 22-meter line into the 22-meter line, and then they kicked it out to touch. So what that means is that when you kick it out, if you're behind your 22-meter line and you kick it out to touch, you can advance the ball. However, if the ball starts, which it did, outside the 22-meter line, you cannot pass it inside the 22-meter line and then kick it out. Otherwise, it goes back to where the ball was kicked. So for all of you watching, that's what the call was. That's why GIS was not able to advance the ball, because the ball started on the outside of that 22-meter line. Nice short line out there. Ball in hand right now over to their back line. And again, they're going to try to secure that ruck. Great counter ruck there by GIS, making it ugly and making it a little bit sloppy for ISB. The ISB can't get clean ball out, but again, ISB still charging through, but GIS is not giving up here. They still want to put on a big fight against ISB despite being down at 50 points. They will take small victories here, and if that's in a tackle, if that's in a ruck, if that's in a scrum, they will take those victories as much as they possibly can. And again, look at that. They have a penalty. Or is that a try? It looks like it's a try. From this angle, it was tough to tell. All right, so that was Joshua taking that one, and that's his first attempt at the conversions. Unfortunately, misses that one. The score now is 55-0 for GIS. Oh, sorry, for ISB. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. And many of the ISB subs have come in now. And they are obviously resting their players for this really big game that's coming up this afternoon. There's Oliver from GIS making his way up. And they are securing, just trying to secure the ruck there. They get the ball, send it out wide. Good hands. And taken down. Ball dropped backwards, but still in GIS possession. And great clean out there. That guy's out of the gate. But the ball was released. Just doing a good job securing the ruck here. They've had difficulty in the past, but they seem to be doing okay now. Ball gets played back. A little bit sloppy play there, but it's going to be a knock-on for ISB, which means it's going to be GIS's scrum around the 22-meter line of their own half. All right, with just less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this half, just is going to have the put in their scrum. A good push there by ISB, and let's see what they do. They keep the ball in hand, get it out, and get it out wide. Hopefully he can make some ground here. A nice tackle, a nice offload. They're keeping the ball alive here. Finally progressing the back, and now they got a little bit of a break here. Some of these breaks have been, and a great penalty. Excellent job. So good job for GIS, keeping the ball in hand, not turning the ball over. It's an ISB penalty, and it looks like they're going to kick for touch. So if ISB can just hold on here and keep them off the scoreboard, that will be a pretty good thing for ISB. But GIS working so hard just to get on the scoreboard, just to make some valuable meters. Getting on the scoreboard for the first time this tournament will mean so much for them going into their second match of the day today. And slightly overthrown there, but they still get it back. Excellent job there. They are adding 2 to the ruck there to make sure that they secure it properly. Good tackle there. ISB getting nice and low, and ISB jackling. It's going to be a holding on penalty for GIS. So ISB jackling over the ball really, really well. Joshua trying to take the quick tap, but wasn't on the mark and gets called back to make sure that he goes from where the referee has made the mark. So ISB, are they going to kick it out to touch? They get a ball in hand. They've been really good ball in hand. I don't know why they do otherwise. And they do just that. So number 1, that is Colton making a run down the sideline, gets caught. And now another good straight run there by one of their forwards. And breaking through the line. Still not down yet. Really good job of continuing his plowing through with his legs. And now one more pass. Timothy arms up. He was waiting for that pass because he does have this speed. And ISB fighting for meters, but just really trying to do everything they can to hold these guys at bay and hold ISB from scoring yet another try. But the ball's going to go out to the wing, and he's cutting inside, and he should score here unabated. And a nice try. And that is time. So after this conversion attempt, it will be a ISB victory. So they will be going into their next match against the undefeated TAS this afternoon with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. And unsuccessful. Final score, 60 for ISB and 0 for GIS. Another win for ISB puts them 2-1 in this tournament. And their biggest game of the tournament is going to be happening this afternoon against the host team, TAS. So tune in for that one. It's going to be a doozy. No. All right, so if you're just joining us right now, we have the last game of the first session of boys rugby at these 2026 Rugby in Touch IASAS championships here at the Taipei American School. On the scoreboard for home team will be the ISM Bearcats. They are wearing the yellow or the gold and green hooped jerseys. And the away team, the guests on the scoreboard, are wearing the navy blue, and that is ISKL. ISKL is 1-1 on the tournament so far. They had one win yesterday and a loss with a total of 3 points in total. And ISM unfortunately lost both games yesterday. A tough battle. So they're going to want to come back today, and they're going to want to do a good job against ISKL. But it's still anybody's game. The kickoff now from ISM. And that's going to be a knock-on for ISKL. So ISM is going to get that ball back again after that kickoff to ISKL. A really good kick. Anytime you are kicking those high balls just off the kickoff and you can contend, so both teams can contend, it really puts a lot of pressure on the receiving team to make a good play. And unfortunately, ISKL knocked it on there. So it's going to be an ISM scrum. So just to recap the performances for both teams. So ISM met TAS, the host team, in their very first game of the tournament yesterday and lost 36-10. And in their second game, they played SAS, another formidable team, and lost 22-5. ISKL, their first game yesterday was against the GIS, and they won 73-0. And they played their second game against ISB and lost 27-7. And so both these teams put a lot of good effort in. They have two tough matchups yesterday, and so they're going to look forward to trying to get some momentum going, get some positive things going for their team today. Both of them want to come out with a victory, obviously, but a knock-on there from ISM is going to give the ISKL a chance to put in from the scrum. It's on the left side of the field, which means the whole open side of the field gives the ISKL backline a lot of room to maneuver. We'll see what the speed of the ISM backline is on their defensive pressure. If they can get up and put pressure on ISKL's backline, it really will help reduce ISKL's ability to form any kind of offensive threat. And the ball comes out, and it's going to be a reset. So ball was put in not straight, it looks like. Ref is also indicating to ISKL that he's got to put the ball in a little bit quicker. So once the scrum is set, he can't delay too much. He's got to get that ball in quicker. So he's been given a little bit of an instruction by the referee. All right, good push there by ISM, making it difficult for the ISKL scrum have to get the ball out. They go for an inside cut, but unfortunately met by some of the forwards. Great counter-rucking there by ISM. Great tackle, putting pressure on that ISKL backline, trying to secure the ruck, and he kind of breaks through there. ISKL getting some valuable meters and securing the ruck again. Quick ball out there. One more pass is all he needs, and unfortunately breaks one tackle and gets pulled out of bounds. So ISM really doing a good job there. They had a tough day yesterday, but today they really are putting into a good fight. They did a little bit of this last day where they came out very, very strong against SAS in the first half, but then lost a little bit of steam once SAS gathered their steam. They got some momentum, and ISM unfortunately had a difficult time keeping up. But here we have ISM scrum on the 10-meter line of the ISKL's half. Ball looks straight. They won it. They knocked it back. Let's see if they can do something with it. So ISM outside of the ball kick. Very good. It's not a bad play to make, especially with a flat back line by ISKL. Putting a lot of pressure on them, turning defense into offense right now, pinning them deep. This is a great play. What a great kick by ISM on the outside of the right foot, going across his body. Very difficult to make, and look what they've done. Even though they don't have the ball right now, they have been able to gain valuable meters, and it's going to force ISKL to kick it back, and what a great kick that was. So going back and forth a little bit, ISM is going to have to get behind the ball carrier just to relieve some of the pressure and give that runner someone to pass to. And so ISM, again, breaking over the halfway line, taking it to ground, securing the ruck, and ball comes out again. ISM barging through, trying to get some valuable meters, which he has done. Offloads it quickly, gets down, and again, securing the ruck well is ISM. And that's been 3 or 4 phases now, and now they're going to get the ball out wide if they can. A nice little offload there. Another good offload. They're keeping the ball alive here. They're doing a really good job. There it is. 1 more, 2 more. They still have 2 defenders to beat. And there's one, and there's another one. Can they get through? Oh my gosh, what a great team try. So that was multiple build-up, multiple phases that they just played through. And keeping the ball in hand, no errors, switching the ball from the right side, spreading the defense, and then back again to the left side and attacking that open space on the left. So a great try there for ISM, opening the score here in this 3rd and final game of the first round, or the 3rd games for all of these teams. So ISM is going to try a conversion kick right now. Unfortunately, swings it a little bit left, so it'll remain 5-0. All right, so ISKL now have the ball in their possession. That guy may have been offside there. I don't know if the ref called that, but a quick pickup, and it will be offside. So they did. The referee did see what I saw, and so we are on the same page there. But number 13 was offside by at least a meter from what I saw, and a referee caught that, and so no try for ISM. It's going to be a penalty against them, which means they've got to retreat 10 meters. So it's just some undisciplined play there is all it takes to turn the tide for the other team. Had he just waited a little bit, granted he may not have been able to steal that ball, but he would have been able to put pressure on that ISKL team. So discipline is absolutely necessary in these games. But with the heat of battle, it is often difficult to do that. But so far they've been pretty good. ISKL with the line out just outside their 10-meter line. That was a nice straight pass, but ISM... Okay, so because it played off the referee, they're going to have a scrum. So that was... The referee interfered with that, unfortunately, so it's going to be ISKL's scrum. An unfortunate little break there for ISM. ISM did regain that ball, and they were looking to score there, but unfortunately the referee. So again, ISM now have been penalized for back chat against the referee. And that's one thing that you might see that in football, soccer, but you will not see that in rugby. That is absolutely not tolerated, that back chat. So again, an undisciplined play by ISM unfortunately has cost them a little bit, and now it's ISKL's ball. ISKL have secured the ruck. Again, holding that defensive line is really, really tough. From my angle, it looks like some of these ISM players are offside, but the ref has been pretty good at calling them. And nice tackle there, good help there. And they're going to try to secure that ruck, and that's going to be a penalty against ISKL for holding on. So great job there by number 7 for ISM. That is Harvey. He was in there jackling for the ball right after that tackle was made. And so he's earned the ball. They are going to do a tap and go here, and hopefully he can break through. They got one tackle, two. So he breaks one tackle, but he is met by 2 ISKL players who tries to rip the ball out, which I think he's successfully done. No, he hasn't. ISM still have it. 5 meters out from the line. Ball gets into the back line. A little bit high, but a great grab by Harvey. Great. Fantastic. So Harvey did not get the best feed there, but he was able to deliver a beautiful little pass out to the winger to score their second try of the game. believe that was number 15, Ashwin, that scored that one. All right, so ISB in full control right now. It is 10-0 for ISM. They are really putting it to ISKL right now. ISKL out of sorts a little bit, but honestly, it's tough to build anything when ISM's defense has been so solid so far. Nice, great pass there by ISKL. Breaks one tackle. Does he have the speed to go there? And that was a bit of a head-on tackle there. Hopefully, they're both going to be okay. They might just feel that in a few minutes, but ISM stealing the ball, ripping the ball out. Harvey again, taking things into his own hands. Great tackle there by Soya. Another offload to ISM. ISM, great continuation play, but ISKL up to the task of stopping them. Only meters from the line. They see it, and they're going to score their third try of the game. A great play there, and that was all instigated by Harvey, who ripped the ball out of the hands of the ISKL player and instigated that whole play. So he turns the ball over. Now he's going to go for a conversion kick. And sometimes all you need is that little spark to get you going, and Harvey is creating that for ISM. You just need someone with a little bit of fire, a little bit of passion, and everybody can then fire up, right? The candle that you have can light many other candles, and yours does not go out. So that's what Harvey's doing right now. He's lighting the flame of all the players around him, and that has led to 15-0 lead with 4 minutes left in this first half. Another great kick. Beautiful. Putting a lot of pressure. Again, mishandled by ISKL, but they still have possession. ISKL, ball in hand. Do they have the speed? Nice break. And now the speedster's been a great tackle. Again, phenomenal play by number 1 from ISM. And ISKL trying to get some valuable meters, which they do. They have the ball in hands right now. Mishandled there. And a great tackle. A physical, dominant tackle there. They're really setting the tone here. ISM, very physical this first half, and it is so important to do so, especially when you want to win these games and set the tone. And they are. Right now, ISKL still on the back foot here. ISM's defense has just been unrelenting. Unfortunately, not rolling away penalty called against ISM. They have to retreat 10 meters. It's going to be ISKL's ball. ISKL may opt to do a line out, which means they're going to try to kick to touch. Their ball in hand has not been great in breaking down the ISM defense. They're probably going to go to touch, which they do. And I don't think he's going to find it, unfortunately. But it went backwards. So referee called a knock on. From my angle, it looked like the ball went backwards, but then again, I'm not the trained referee. So it's going to be ISKL scrum. And again, there's nothing you can do about a referee's or an official's call. They're very rarely going to call it back. There is no VAR here. And so you just kind of go along with it. It's a great lesson in life. Some things you can't control, so you just move on and keep going forward. And so ISKL is going to get the put in. This is one of the few times they have been in ISM territory. ISM's been doing a really, really good job playing in the ISKL's end. They want to take the game to the other side. Inside pass, inside cut, met very nicely by ISB. And there he is, jackling the ball. ISM get the ball. Another great play. Harvey, phenomenal job there. Jackling for the ball, wins the ball again, igniting the flame that was absent in ISB's games yesterday. But right there at the breakdown, jackling the ball, turning the ball over, and now they get the penalty for holding on, and he's going to kick to touch, advancing the ball up to around the 22-meter line of ISKL's line. So but right now, the MVP for, in my estimation, for ISM is Harvey. He's made some really instrumental plays to keep the momentum in favor of ISM. And I know they lost that momentum against SAS yesterday, and they're not going to want to make that same mistake again. So going into this 1 minute left in this first half, it has been all ISM, and all they have to do is continue this into the second half to secure this lead. Good line out, and it looks like not straight. So it's going to be a ISKL's ball. It's going to be penalty. And so ISKL have a few options here. They can opt for a scrum. They cannot kick it out to touch, otherwise it's the other team's ball on a bent arm penalty. But they can kick it deep and in bounds. So ISM get it. Almost knocked it on. But that's going to be a forward pass no matter what. And it's going to be ISKL's scrum. Now the time will wind down. And so after the scrum put in, they have until the very next whistle, but not a penalty, before the half is drawn to a close. If you're just joining us, it is the end of regulation time now, but ISKL had to put in. It is 15-0 in favor of ISM. ISM is wearing the gold and green hooped shirts or jerseys, and the guests on the scoreboard are ISKL wearing the solid blue with yellow pinstripe. Ball out there by ISM. They're going to call that one back. Now, these referees, what they often do with these IASAS championships to ensure impartiality and objectivity, they bring in officials from other areas that aren't associated with IASAS conference. And so these referees are all from Hong Kong. And so the hope is that they are unbiased and objective in their calls, and to give every team an even chance at performing at their best and succeeding at this IASAS championship tournament. Nice little pass there, inside pass, great cut inside, and a great tackle again. And they lose the ball there. Another knock on by ISKL, and that's going to bring the half to a close. So ISM in full control here. They have been on the front foot the entire half. They've got their tails up. They are ready to go. They've got so much momentum going into the second half. They're 15-0 up. However, ISKL need 3 tries or 2 converted tries and maybe a drop goal to win this game, assuming that ISM doesn't score. But that's going to be for the second half. The coaches are going to instruct and maybe change some strategies there, but ISKL has a bit of a mountain to climb here going into the second half, and they're going to have to somehow overcome what is this momentum that ISM have been showing this entire half. We'll see you in 4 minutes. All right, everybody, a very exciting first half here so far. ISM up 15-0. That's 3 tries, a few of them 3 unconverted tries. And ISKL have a little bit of work to do. They got an uphill battle in the second half. It's been all ISM. The momentum, if they can carry that momentum into the second half, ISM is going to be very strong, and they should be able to win this game. However, do not count ISKL out. They have a long history of dominance here in rugby. They've won many IASAS championships, and they know how to play rugby. They just need a little bit of spark from one of their players, and it might just come from Soya here, who is kicking off right now. So here it is, ISM. Harvey gets it. Fakes pass, nice little offload, and there goes ISM. Great, he's going to get that ball back again, hopefully. Yes, he does. Yeah, great tackle and a knock-on. So that's going to be an ISKL ball. So a really good start. So ISKL, again, Harvey has been instrumental in creating just that momentum, just that positive atmosphere that ISM is feeding off right now, and everybody on that team is feeding off it. And a great little play there, breaks through that one little gap, does the nice little offload, and then gets that ball back. Unfortunately, knocks it on. However, ISKL getting the ball scrum deep in their end. They're inside their own 22-meter line. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they kick for meters and try to get the ball downfield again, or do they keep the ball in hand, which they've been having a real difficult time breaking down ISM's defense with ball in hand. So we'll see what they opt for here. The ball's going to get out to Soya. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they are going to keep the ball in hand with an overlap there. Inside cut, not a great pass, and Soya's got to scramble to get it. That's going to be a high tackle penalty against ISM. If they keep doing that, it's going to be, again, it's going to lead to some yellow cards. So high tackle there by Harvey, a little overzealous on that one. And now they're going to kick for touch and advance the ball downfield if they can, but they did not get it into touch. So that's going to be ISM. They're going to take it, and they're going to have a chance to run it back, which they do, and that's going to be a knock-on. So that's going to be advantage. They can still play advantage, but they did not. Okay, so they could have played advantage there. They did not. Not sure why they called that one back, but ISKL is going to get the ball close to midfield. But again, ISM's defense has been up to the challenge this morning already. They've been doing very, very well. And we'll see what ISKL can do here. They've got midfield here. Often teams will put 2 on the left, 2 on the right. What they've opted for is 1 on each side and then 2 just in line with the scrum half. With the scrum, that makes it difficult for ISM to know, are they going to go to the right side, are they going to the left side? It's really difficult to cover that way, but ISM is up to the task. They are experienced. What a great pressure put on the scrum half there by ISM. Again, ball goes out wide, and does he have the speed to get past one tackle? Yes, he does, but gets brought out of bounds. Another great tackle by ISM, and it's going to be ISKL's line out just past half, just in ISM territory. So ISM, great defensive work here, but ISKL inching forward meter by meter. Do not count them out. Anything can happen in the second half, and ISKL has known for their comebacks in these kind of games. That looks like a pretty good line out, and it was ISM with the ball there over to Harvey. Great one-handed catch there, breaking through the thing. Let's see if he can go down the ground. He picks it up. Did not. He did let go of it. He put it down on the ground, and he got the ball back again. And again, they are securing the rung, but that is a penalty for diving in, I believe, or holding on. I guess not releasing the ball. That was, and so Soya again is going to try to advance the ball. Hopefully his kick will be on this time. Last time he missed the touch line to advance the ball. So he does successfully do that, and now they're going to get it just outside the 10-meter line in ISM's territory. Oh, it'll be the halfway line. So ISKL still yet to get on the board. They have yet to do a consistent job of penetrating the defensive line of ISM. ISM's one-on-one tackles have been excellent. A nice straight line out, but unfortunately a little bit too far. ISKL will steal this one, and now a good step there. And another drive. Excellent job. Can he place the ball? Good. And that's going to be not rolling away. A tough call there, actually. He didn't really have much of a chance to get away. But still Referee saw it as not rolling away, and it's going to be ISKL's ball. Harvey's going to take this. He's going to kick for touch and advance the ball and hopefully get a line out deep in ISKL territory. So as long as ISM is playing the ball, as long as they can play in ISKL's half, they are going to win this game because ISKL is having a difficult time getting over into the ISM half and breaking down their defense. They may have to resort to the kicking game, but again, anytime you kick, you're going to be giving up possession. You need to have a very good chase, and hopefully you can have ISM turn the ball over, but they have been very good at holding onto the ball and keeping possession. So that might not be a strategy that ISKL can win with. ISM definitely has been the better side so far today. Good ball in hand. Another breakthrough there. Harvey again breaking through, and it will not be a try. Harvey looks to be injured right now. I think he's holding his shoulder, ankle. I hope he's okay. He is instrumental to this team. He is the heartbeat of this ISM squad. He's on his feet. That's a great sign. He is walking off. He's going to make a sub right now, and hopefully they can keep that momentum up. All right, nice little chip and charge here. And unfortunately, that is an obstruction call there. So once you kick, you cannot get in the way of the chaser, and apparently that was what happened. And a little bit of, they may be arguing about where to go for dinner tonight. I don't really know, but here we go. So, all right, so time is not paused yet. Referee is speaking to the ISKL team. It looks like it is a penalty. They got to go back to their. I'm not sure what the call is, but the referee has restarted his clock. So perhaps it was kicking the ball when the other person had the ball in their hands. I'm not really sure what the call was, but I'm sure the referee is confident in the call that he just made. The gentlemen shake hands, which is one of the best things about rugby is the sportsmanship. So yes, they give everything they can to this game. It's a very physical game, but at the end of the day, they can shake hands and congratulate each other for a well-fought battle. So ISM with the put in here, just outside about 10 meters. Ball gets over to the left-hand side. And there's a gap there, another step here, and he's going to go through for another try, the fourth try of the day. And that one by Harvey. So 20-0 now. That is 4 tries to nothing in favor of ISM. ISM really has played the best game they've played so far this tournament, looking really, really good. ISKL on the back foot, they just can't seem to get going. But ISM have just maintained their momentum. They maintained their aggression. They maintained their passion. And it really has been excellent for them. With 6.5 minutes left, it may seem impossible for ISKL to come back right now. They haven't shown anything yet that will solve the issue of ISM's defense. They can't seem to penetrate past that gain line, and when they do, either turn over the ball or you can see the penalty. But ISM look like they are in control here. A short kick here right down the middle, and they pass it off. That's Soya, their fly half, getting the ball. And now let's see what ISKL do here. Can they get something going? Can they build some momentum, break down that gain line, which they do? Ball gets out there into the back line. They've got plenty of size, but they just don't seem to be able to break down that ISM defense. Against penalty against ISKL, again, for holding on to the ball. They're not securing the ball well enough, and ISM are just jackling over that ball, contesting for it so quickly that they are just dictating exactly what is going on right now. They can play a nice, relaxed game now. As long as they just keep ball in hand, they should be able to wind down the clock and even put up another try should the opportunity exist. All right, that's a good kick there, out of pressure, but ISM will knock it on, and they advance the ball. All right, so ISKL's ball. All right, so we got ISKL here with the put in. And contested there by ISM. And again, ISM a little bit too overzealous with that high tackle, undisciplined play there, but still, the aggression is paying off. It's keeping ISKL from building any kind of momentum. What do they say? What do they say? All right, so ISKL with the ball. ISM steal it, and again breaking through one tackle, two tackles, gets brought down, securing the ball well, and getting the ball out to the back line. And again, over to Harvey. He's got the ball there. He fakes the pass, holding it in one hand, looking for the offload, stiff arming one, picking the ball up again. Again, he's taking it in his own hands here. He's happy to put the team on his shoulders and play along right now. And as he should, as today is his birthday. It is Harvey's birthday today, and he is playing the game of his life right now. Great, another assist there. Beautiful play. And again, another try scored. So maybe the birthday vibes for Harvey is making him play the game of his life right now, but he's playing fantastically well, and I know this will be a happy day for him and Coach Pierce, who share the birthdays today, but he'll be happy with this great performance for his team, and, of course, Harvey with his birthday.
Happy birthday.
I wasn't expecting the singing. I just thought a nice happy birthday greeting would suffice. So it is 25-0 for ISM over ISKL. ISM have really bounced back from yesterday's tough day. They had 2 losses yesterday, but they are running away with this game right now, and they are doing really well. From the get-go, from the very first kickoff, they have just been in command, in control, making it really difficult for ISKL to build any kind of momentum. ISKL can't seem to break down their defensive line. They've tried the kicking game, they've tried the ball in hand, and ISM has just been unrelenting. So, credit to ISM for putting up a fantastic game here, especially after going 0 for 2 yesterday. And with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the game, this will be ISM's win, and they will go 1-2 for this tournament, giving them a valuable 3 points. All right, less than 1 minute left, and we have ISMs put in. They're going to decide what play they're going to, and they can just wind out the clock as they want right now. I imagine they're going to take as much time as they need, keep the ball in hand, and when the time is up, they're just going to kick it out to touch. They don't need to add insult to injury in this game. The point differential isn't going to matter that much, but they're going to try to keep maybe one more score on the board, but they'll definitely want to keep possession, but then again, maybe not. Maybe they'll just put it in ISKL's hands and put pressure on them and force ISKL to do something with it. And ISKL, again, having difficulty breaking down the defensive line. Tries to find the gap here. He does, but he gets taken down again. And again, jackling over the ball. And that's going to be a penalty in favor of ISM. Again, all we need to do is set up for a scrum here or do a tap and go. Tap it, kick it out to touch, and the game is over. But that will be a win for ISM against ISKL. You know, everybody wants to be judged on their successes, and oftentimes people are judged based on their failures. But the true measure is how you respond when you fail, and ISM has done a great job here today. They failed yesterday twice in their 2 games, unfortunately, not winning those and not getting a result. But today they have bounced back very, very well, and that should give their coach and their team a lot of confidence going into their next game. And it should give them a really good chance to make that bronze medal game, especially with one more try. That's right. So they just scored at the end there, making the score 30-0, and a very one-sided affair here. ISM came out blazing, and they continued playing with fire and enthusiasm and aggression the entire time. Had only they brought that same intensity yesterday, it would be a different scenario that they go into in their 4th game this afternoon. So, well done. Congratulations to ISM, who played a fantastic game. There wasn't really much that ISKL could do. ISM just was better today. ISKL does have the talent. They do have the tactics. They are very, very well coached, but today ISM just got the better of them in a convincing manner, winning 30-0. Next up is the very exciting touch rugby games. The first one up is going to be ISB versus ISKL. That concludes the 3rd round games for rugby for these 2026 IASAS Rugby and Touch Championships here at the Taipei American School. We will see you back here for rugby at 1:15 when a very important, crucial match for both teams, TAS versus ISB. TAS, the only undefeated team going into this game. They are 3-0. ISB are 2-1. And this very well could be the game that determines who gets into that gold medal match. And that's going to start at 1:15. But in the meantime, next up on the docket, we have ISB versus ISKL. And that's going to be up in just a short while. We will see you then.